Have you ever noticed that there's so many things that people talk about that say this is the right way to do something, and it can get really confusing, especially today because everybody's sharing so much different information. And the thing is, we're so used to looking outside for our answers. We're so used to trying to figure things out to do it the right way. But life is about exploration, right? So because we want to do it the right way, we want to make sure that we don't make mistakes. We want to make sure that we don't fail. We want to make sure all these things, but there's no guarantee to anything. And what holds a lot of people back is fearing that we're gonna mess up in some way, and until we actually embrace the idea that we're gonna mess up in some way, that resistance is gonna be a block to doing what we want to do. Say, for instance, like making a video or putting a post up on Facebook that is true and real, not just lingo jingo spiritual talk, that comes from our heart space, that's authentic, that may not resonate with everybody. And the thing is, every time we deny that part of ourselves, the more distance we get from our truth. And the more distance we get from our truth, the more we look to the outside for people to tell us what to do. And then when we're looking for the outside for people to tell us what to do, we don't even know what's right for me and you. We're constantly like on like this scope. Who has the next best video? Who has the next best teaching? Who has the next best da 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 da? And it's great to learn from people. Don't get me wrong. It's such a beautiful thing to learn from others. But the same token, how much learning are we doing from others instead of listening within? Now, if you're like me, you probably didn't have any connection to your truth because of things that happened to you early on, and you don't feel lost in the world, and you depend on other people to tell you what to do. And like I said, it's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. I coach my clients, and I help them, but I don't tell them what to do. I help them find that place inside to make their own decisions, because who am I to tell anybody how their life should be, right? So we become more empowered by making our own decisions. We become more empowered by saying, hey, you know what, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. We become empowered by making mistakes. We become empowered by, quote, failing, whatever failing means, because the perception of failing is different for everybody. I say everything's a learning and growing opportunity. So the idea of failing can mean for you, you're bad, you're wrong, or whatever. And if you think you're bad or wrong for failing, then you're going to do anything to stop that from happening, which means stopping yourself from actually doing anything. Because that's just life. We fall down, we get back up again. We fall down, we get back up again. Sometimes we stay down for a while because we don't feel that we're capable of getting back up again. And that's when we could reach out for support. Now, support is different from always looking for people to tell us what to do. Support is someone holding that space for us. Support is someone saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to hold this space for you. I'm going to help you discover, well, what, give you some options. What feels right for you? I used to be someone that wanted to tell everybody what to do. It's like I wanted to tell you how to think, how to feel, how to because I knew what was right for you. But I didn't. I only knew from my own perception and point of view, and it's always so much easier to tell somebody what they should be doing because we're not attached to their emotions. Say for instance, somebody breaks up with their boyfriend and you tell them, oh, he wasn't good for you anyways. And they're crying and hurting inside or whatever. So, it's easy for us to say, just leave the guy or just, don't think about it. It wasn't good for you. But we're attached to our emotions. We're having the feelings that other person isn't. So to deny someone their experiences is, I think it's mean. To be there and loving support, to support them. Wow, this must have been really hard for you. I could only imagine what you're feeling. If you've been there, you could share your experience, but let them have that space to cry about whatever they're crying about. Don't always be so quick to heal. Let yourself be with the emotions when they come up. I'm all about healing, but the same token, we need to have that space for allow ourselves just to be with whatever we're experiencing and allowing that to be okay. Because so many times, you hear okay, with mindset, it's like if you're thinking this thought, you better think this thought really quick so you don't think that thought. And we just want to feel better now. I've had clients like that, like, oh, I need to get this feeling out of me so I can feel better. Debra, can you help me? And then I help them by supporting them and allowing them to be in that experience with whatever they're feeling. Because anything we resist persists. So when another feeling like that comes up along the way, and we don't know how to be with ourselves, guess what we're going to do? We're going to resist it. We're going to resist it. We're going to resist it. We're going to find a way to feel better and instant gratification. We'll find something, a coping mechanism to pick up along the way, and that's actually how coping mechanisms get started. They get started because at a certain time we didn't know how to deal with our feelings, so we picked something up, and then any time a feeling came up, we kept picking that up, and soon enough, we just kept going there automatically, because anything we do over and over and over again becomes an automatic response. So we want to learn how to be with ourselves. We want to learn how to be with ourselves no matter what we're feeling, to hold our inner child that they probably never got that love and touch, and they probably never got that reflection that they're okay for how they're feeling. So now we can do that for ourselves. Now, if this is difficult, and you've never done this before, I encourage you to find someone like me that could support you in this. Find a friend, a family a family member that you trust. If you don't have somebody, it's okay to reach out for support. Support is different from always looking for others to tell you what to do. Guidance is different from always looking for others to tell you what to do. We become empowered by listening with them, but if we don't know how to do that, we can get support from someone who can guide us there. And, I know for me, I learned helplessness. I don't know if you ever heard about that, but my mom had a need to be needed. So, it's like, oh, don't do that. I can do that for you. Don't do that. I can do that for you. Why would you do that? Oh, you don't have enough money. Let me buy that for you. So it's a codependent relationship, right? So I became dependent on my mom. And when she left the physical world, I did not know how to take care of myself. And, I was already 40 something years old. And that's pretty long time, right? So in 12 steps, they call it enabling. And there's a difference between enabling and supporting. Of course, parents take care of us until we're older enough to learn how to take care of ourselves and work and learn how to manage our money and meet our needs. However, if we never learn that, we never learn that, right? So we continuously look out there for that. So the process of becoming, quote, self-empowered, but becoming a loving parent to ourselves, to learn how to take care of our needs, to learn how to make our own choices it's having someone guide us with that. It's having someone teach us that, because we've never learned it. And you're not bad or wrong if you didn't learn it. And you're not bad or wrong for looking for answers out there, because that's what we're taught, right? So if you want to continue that, go for it. However, for me, I know that for me to feel safe with myself, for me to learn to trust myself, I had to start to make my own decisions. I had to, quote, fail, which I don't even see as a failure. I had to mess up in front of people, and slur my words when I'm anxious with somebody that I like. And, it's embarrassing, but it's like, you know what? It happened. And at first I kind of beat myself up for it, and I'm just like, okay, whatever, it's okay. I love that part of me, and it's so beautiful when we could see our experiences through the eyes of love instead of judgment. It's so beautiful when we could allow ourselves to experience the full range of life, which is the ups and downs, the smiles, the frowns, the joys, the sadness, all that, when it can all be included, when it can all be loved and embraced, when we can love and accept ourselves unconditionally, and we stop demanding ourselves to be a certain way in order to achieve all these things, in order to be okay and all of that. And we could just love or accept ourselves unconditionally, as well as others on our life journey, we'll feel more happy, joyous, and free naturally. So I hope this video inspired you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 ways or another. Feel free to reach out for support if you would like support on your journey. I know you could do this if you choose. I believe in you and I love you.